Hey, this is Blair from the Jealous Sound. You are listening to WMNF Tampa.
The opinions presented on the Healthy Steps show are the evidence-based opinions of Dr. Fred Harvey, the callers, and his guests. These are not the opinions of the staff, the volunteers, or the board of WMNF. The information provided on the show is not intended to diagnose or treat any disease. There is no implied patient-physician relationship in these calls. The nature of the calls is educational and informational only.
Hello there, my dear listeners. It is wonderful to be back with you in the comfortable abode of the studio on this Monday morning. By golly good gosh, I love you people for keeping your dial tuned to WMNF Tampa, the only community-supported radio station that Billy Pilgrim ever streams regardless of the time. And you can stream us as well at WMNF.org. Today is our Ask Me Anything edition of the Healthy Steps radio show, the shortest distance between you and the good Dr. Fred Harvey. You should already have the lay of the land, but in the off case that you don't, let me lay it out for you one more time. If you have any medical questions or concerns, just give us a little jingle at 813-239-9663. Sage has dedicated her morning to taking your call. So again, that numbered call is 813-239-9663. You can also send an email to dj@wmnf.org or text us at 813-433-0885. Well, Dr. Fred, AMA always brings out the best in our listeners, so let me step aside and let you rock and roll. What have you got for us today, Dr. Harvey?
Happy Monday. I love music. Thanks for that intro, Bill. So,
my pleasure there.
Thank you. This is interesting times we're going through. And I think one of the things that is a burden for all of us is the stress. And one of the things that actually ages everyone is cortisol. Cortisol is the stress hormone that comes out of your adrenal glands when you're under stress. And our world is under stress right now. Almost seems like it's purposeful stress. Like, what is the purpose of a war that isn't a war? To cause stress, simply to stress everyone out. I mean, there's no real reason to be murdering children with carpet bombing, but there's some weird ego-driven psychosis that is making the world feel really painful. And in order to, step out of this carousel nightmare, we all we need to do is shut our eyes, shut our ears, and stop listening to the information for a few minutes. I think it's really important that we all consider doing that. Everybody right now, just stop. Close your eyes and take a big breath through your nose. As deep as you can, deeper, 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 fill it up, pull it in, hold it, and let it out with a big sigh. Release some of the pain that you're holding for the world. Try it again, eyes shut. Breathe through your nose, slowly, from way down by your toes. Breathe it in. Keep bringing it in. Hold it, hold it, hold it, and let it out. Let's do that one more time. Take it in. As deep as you can. One time deeper. And hold it. Hold it. Hold it. And let it go. You're no longer thinking about what you were thinking about when you started listening. See how easy it is to shift yourself from worrying about something to being free of it. It took 3 breaths. There's an article that was just published, 2026, geriatrics. And it talks about aging. Aging redefined, cognitive and physical improvement with positive age beliefs. I hear people complain all the time that aging is hell. It's an attitude. Yeah, it's an attitude. Reframe your life into joy and you'll actually live longer. You'll actually have a better life. Your quality of life will improve. And I believe that hanging out here on planet Earth can be really fraught. But if we can improve the quality of life by 5%, 10%, 20% in our daily living, it makes it more worth it to stick around here, doesn't it? Joy makes life worth living. Accessing joy can be as easy as taking 3 focused breaths. And accessing joy is critical because all of our lives emanate from our hearts. Everything that we manifest emanates from the energy that our hearts generate. If our hearts are generating sorrow, we live a sorrowful life. If our hearts are generating joy, we live a joyful life. There is an attitude, an attitude that helps one stay in a peaceful state and makes it easier to access a joyful state. And that attitude is gratitude. When you recognize the divinity in all living things, you understand the joy of life. When you can see the meaning of the life of a blowfly, the life of a earthworm, you can put more perspective on your own life. Everything living on this planet contributes to the whole. When you're out of the flow of love, when you're not in joy, you're not able to contribute as effectively. You're not able to fulfill your purpose on this planet. If you find yourself in a state of angst, joyless, sorrowful, melancholy, anger, frustration, anxiety, stop. Give yourself at least 5 minutes of quiet. Turn off the tunes. Unless you want to put on something that's like 528 hertz instrumental music that can actually open up your heart chakra so the energy can flow, that's okay. But no pop tunes, no rock tunes, no metal tunes, no anything that has voices, unless maybe it's the voices of a choir uplifting in joy. But we really just want to focus on the sound within. That still small voice within that talks to you of love and peace. And the way to access that is through your breath. Breathe through your heart for 5 minutes when you're in that state. Breathe for your heart for 5 minutes when you're in that state. Give your energy to your heart. Every breath is energy. So focus your breath energy on your heart and give yourself a break from the social media, from the news, and from the frustration of daily living. And you can actually get out of that routine by picking up your phone and calling me here on the Healthy Steps Show.
Absolutely. That is a wonderful way to try and encourage people to give us a jingle here and participate in the Healthy Steps radio show here on WMNF. I've got Gary from Clearwater who's waiting and Jerry who just signed on in. But I want you to give us a call at 813-285-1037. 1-800-239-9663 and address your medical questions or concerns. Sage is there in the phone booth waiting to take your call. So once again, that number is 813-239-9663, and you can continue to send your emails to dj@wmnf.org. Let's go to Gary. He's always a good one for us. Good morning to you there, Gary.
Well, first of all, good morning, you guys.
Good morning.
Before I ask you the question, what it called for, I want to relate to the message you were just talking about. And I was a walker, and when I was 17, I fell off a building. Well, when I go to my neurologist now, he's Gary. For all you've been through, you're so positive. He said, if all my patients who were like you, my job would be so much easier. And secondly, now my best friends are retired pastors. And one day at church, I saw a word spelled wrong on a bulletin. So the church says, I said, Pastor, I said, look at there's a word spelled wrong on a bulletin. He said, yeah, but look how many words that are spelled right. And my life has changed.
I love it.
Now with the question I have, okay?
I need to say that again. Look how many words are spelled right. That is the optimist's view. The cup is full and it's acceptable.
Yeah. And you know what? Ever since you said that, my life has changed. Big deal.
Yes.
Anyway, the question I had for you guys was in the other reports that fluoride is mentioned in Alzheimer's and dementia.
Actually, no, not really. Fluoride seems to be very safe. There's actually even fluoride in most of the groundwater in Florida because it perks up through the aquifer. And nearly I believe in Manatee County, almost to the point where it is at the same level as what fluoride additives bring drinking water to. Fluoride in your toothpaste can help to strengthen the enamel. But I think using too much of anything is bad. And so if somebody's got too much fluoride on board, it's not a good thing. One thing that helps you balance out these kinds of potential toxins is using nutrients that are helpful. And so fluoride and iodide are very similar chemicals. And iodine is deficient in most people's diets. So if they were to actually take a little extra iodine in the form of iodized sea salt or in eating some sea vegetables like those crunchy seaweed snacks that you can find in little packages now instead of potato chips, because these have iodine in. And iodine displaces the fluorine from the places where you don't want it in your body. And so it also helps to displace chlorine. And so if you take iodine, you actually help your body push off some of the bad effects of these things that might occur if you get exposed. And we all get exposed to fluorine. So I'm not concerned about people getting exposed to fluorine. There's no hard evidence that would suggest that it does anything bad to the immune system, like many people are trying to talk about online. I've not seen any definitive studies that would show that it would change anything for the bad. I think that it actually really helps teeth.
Okay. Well, as usual, thanks again, Doc.
You're so welcome.
And thank you, Gary. You're one of our regular and much appreciated callers there. I've got Jerry, Tom, and Patricia. Let's go to Jerry in St. Pete. Good morning, Jerry. What have you got for us today?
Hey, good morning, Doc. So, Doc, I was going to call it, and you just nailed it, man. You just totally nailed it. You nailed about what I was going to call about. So I want to extrapolate at your will, and you can take your pick, okay?
Yeah, go for it.
So brain-heart relationship, like, you know, you talked about the heart as opposed to the brain, and people, there's a whole bunch of studies between brain and heart relationship in terms of the center of our body health, mind,
Yes.
etc. That,
Yes.
and then back to, of course, I'm a farmer, agriculture. So the food system, and I talked to your sustainable living show, and our planning seems to be out the window. So if we just keep building condominiums and we can't grow any food here, we're not going to be in good shape here in the St. Pete, Tampa area unless we get our stuff together. So you take your pick. What do you want to extrapolate on?
I would like to go with the heart-brain connection.
Go ahead. Go for it.
Yeah. So, we talk. I'm just reading a really good novel, and it really actually addresses some of this. It's Dan Brown's new novel called The Secret of Secrets, and it's a book about consciousness. And the premise that the scientist in the book has brought forth, and is the premise that I believe is the truth of our reality, is that consciousness is not contained in the brain. The brain is I
believe that's true.
Yeah, so the brain is a receiver for consciousness information. The brain is a filter for that. And, if we have access to the full Akashic record, or whatever you want to call the quantum field that's out there of all the information in reality forever, if we have access to all that in our little lives here, we go crazy. We've met some of those people. They see things that nobody else does, and we call them crazy. But what they're doing is actually accessing the information of reality that we don't get access to, so that we can function here in manifested reality, walking around on planet Earth.
Great.
It is.
Can I add a Louise Hay thing?
Sure.
The heart doesn't attack you.
Never. It can't. It's you.
It doesn't attack you.
Right. There's the heart is being attacked in a heart attack. That's the problem.
Right.
But it's not the heart that I'm talking about. The heart I'm talking about is that energetic source of love that is the point of Christ within all of us. That eminence from source.
Understanding.
And so that eminence from source does not come through the brain. That eminence from source comes through the heart. The heart's electrical field is vast and larger than the brain. The heart makes an electrical field 10 times larger than the brain's field. The brain consumes more energy interpreting the data that comes in so that we can actually function in reality. But the heart is the source of our life force. And so when you can access the power of the heart through meditation, and you can actually manifest joy and love through your heart, your brain follows. It has no choice.
And hopefully it'll get us through this.
It will. That's why I'm suggesting today, get into breath work, because we need to break the cycle of pain that we're existing in right now.
Yes. Great job, man. Thank you.
Love you. Thank you.
Good job, dude. Good job. Keep it going.
I will.
Thank you very much there, Jerry. And I do have Tom, Patricia, and Tina, but I want to tease you to participate as well. Give us a call at 813-239-9663 if you have any medical questions or concerns. Once again, the number is 813-239-9663. Good morning to you, Tom. What's up?
Good morning. Personally, I like Celtic chanting and drumming music. I find that to be very soothing and help to keep things calm. Hey, Doc, I learned recently the key to happiness. Are you ready? Are you there, Doc?
I don't know. Are you there, Doctor? We'll try and see.
My mic got cut. Sorry, guys. I'm here. I'm hearing you.
Wouldn't it be the first time I've been ignored, Doc?
You and me both. So the key to happiness that I recently learned is,
yes, sir.
Don't be unhappy.
I love it.
I tell you, it sounds a little flip, but the way it was explained, which made a lot of sense to me, is we know what it's like to be happy. And we know what it's like to be unhappy.
Yes.
And you can tell when you're becoming unhappy. something happens that makes you unhappy. And if you are aware that you're becoming unhappy, you can stop that.
Yes.
Stop being unhappy. And you will be happy. I actually have a question for you. Let's see if I get to it, because what you just your opening was just such an opening for me. Number one, I just wanted to respond that that small voice that you talked about that's inside us all. We can focus on that small voice and make it a dominant voice. There's really two parts to people. There's a survival you, and there's a divine you.
Correct.
And the survival you takes over when you're in danger and when you're hungry and when you have to protect others. And the divine you, and Maslow's ladder kind of explains it pretty clearly. When the divine you can shine when you're at peace and when you're not threatened. And these poor people that are living in war and in constant terror, the divine you is very difficult for that to come out. And how that happens with the Dr. Kings and the Gandhis and these are very special people that have learned to overcome these things. And I will kind of end this with I learned there's a few schools of thought on controlling your mind, and a couple of them have found a common thread, and that is the ability to shift your consciousness is underrated. We're always going to have talent. You're driving down the street, somebody's going to cut you off. You're going to shift in consciousness. You're going to be angry. Your mind, your survival mind is going to come in. And it's how quickly you can shift back to your divine consciousness that decides how well you are mentally.
Right there, you nailed it. Right there. That's it. Right. How can you shift? It's about the transformation. It's about awareness and then making the choice to change. You're so on it.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's those breaths, taking those deep breaths is one of the biggest keys to shifting in that consciousness. Shift back to the peace, joy, gratitude, and the divinity that's within us. And in complete conclusion to that thought, there is divinity within each and every one of us. There's divinity inside every one of our cells. We are the embodiment of the divinity of the universe. And the sooner you realize that, the better life you're going to have. And I think it affects your health too. So, hey, on to my question for you. The reason I called, I've been dividing health into two separate parts: the physical health and the non-physical health that we just talked about. Non-physical health, but on the physical health, I've been trying to, like forever, wrap my mind about what is physical health. And so far, I've gotten 4 categories, and I'm sure that there's more. And I'm going to ask you what more you might add. I'm finding that there's the immune system, there's the telomeric system for our DNA reproduction. There's autophagy for clearing out the senelic cells, getting rid of the old cells and the ones that are going wrong. And then there's the detox and free radical elimination that is kind of related to autophagy, but not really. Those are from toxins that are coming in that we're taking in. So immune, telomeres, autophagy, detox. There's got to be more, Doc. Can you think of any other areas that we need?
Well, I'm going to be a complete heretic and tell you there's one system. There is one system of health. Yeah. There are not two. Yeah. And because we are one being, and so the true path to healing and health is inside. It is your emotions that direct your thoughts, that direct your manifestation of your physical reality. So get into your heart and heal your heart, and the rest of your physical ailments change in their presentation and in your perception about what they are and what they mean to you, because every illness is a lesson. It has meaning for what your life is about right now.
And that's why the placebo effect is effective on every single disease.
Exactly. And I don't like placebo and nocebo, because that leaves us in the Western medicine paradigm of treatments and illness. It's all one.
Right. Because what they call the placebo effect is the natural ability of our bodies to maintain health.
Better yet, the natural abilities of our divine being to manifest a healthy life.
Right. So health is only our state of mind, and of course, the trauma of if we have a broken bone, which Western medicine is pretty good at setting up bones.
Yeah, there really is physical trauma and stuff that occurs, and those can be treated as acute care, but the deeper transformation is inside, and seeing yourself as whole without any external influences. There's full healing. Once you understand that you are a whole being, and it's about wholeness, not fixing a problem, then you understand the nature of healing, because the nature of personal reality is that we manifest our lives from our consciousness. If we cut off the flow of love from the divine source in the center, then we manifest dysfunction in the manifested personality, which includes the physical body.
Yep. And I'll say in conclusion, because I know there's other people waiting. We used to. Human beings used to say a prayer before they ate a meal in gratitude for the food that was provided.
I do with every bite of food that I take, because I am thanking the universe for providing me the luxury support of this amazing meal that I'm about to consume. And I thank the cow or the lamb or the fish or the chicken for giving its life for me. The plant actually gave its life specifically for me. Corn is grown to feed me. Its whole life cycle is about feeding me. I thank it. I thank the earth for providing it a home so I can get fed. I thank the sun for providing us all life, that father of life in the sky that just sends us energy every day so that we can exist. Without his love, we die.
And our bowel movement is you're welcome.
Kind of like that. Let's fertilize things again.
Live in gratitude and be happy. Have a good day, Doc.
That's it. Love it, Tom. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you there, Tom. And yes, I've got Patricia's been waiting patiently, and Tina. Welcome there, Patricia.
Hi, Patricia.
Oh, hi there. I'm so thankful for your program this morning. It hits the nail on the head, and especially the last aspect about the gratitude and maybe a little journaling before we go to bed and a little meditation, and
great ideas.
Get us through these very upsetting political turbulence, so to speak.
Yes.
Not to downplay it, but I just had one question. I was wondering what your opinion was on the deep tissue cold laser therapy, the kind you get professionally, not these little machines you send away for in the mail, for chronic conditions like I called you a while ago about my arachnoiditis or chronic inflammatory conditions. Do you think it's helpful? Of course, it's not a cure, but as far as promoting the healing and blood flow? Do you think
so lasers
beneficial?
Lasers definitely have some evidence for benefit. There are two types of lasers currently clinically in use. There's a class 3 laser called the cold laser, and there's a class 4 laser called a hot laser. The class 4 laser is used, was initially used by surgeons, plastic surgeons, to do actual tissue destruction work. But when they discovered if you put a diffusing rather than a focusing lens on this laser, that it actually penetrates deeply, like about 2 centimeters, I think, into the tissue, and really starts to induce some very interesting tissue changes. So this is a higher energy laser than the cold laser, and it has much more direct effect than the cold laser. For example, you could probably do 4 treatments with the hot laser, whereas you'd need 40 treatments with the cold laser to get the same job done. Having actually experienced the effects of both on my body, I would suggest you find somebody who uses a class 4 laser, a hot laser, to do the work.
Oh, okay. Well, that's been very helpful because I'm, going to pain management, and they're doing this laser therapy, and it used to be covered under a doctor's visit, but I guess the rules have changed, so I'm paying a great amount of cash to continue with these treatments, and was wondering, if you thought they would be perhaps helpful. I'll have to ask him exactly which kind of laser he is using. I mean,
well, if you said cold, it probably is. Do you feel warmth when he uses it?
No, I feel a little bit of heat. They said they put it up on the highest setting, and
so does he have a handheld device with a roller ball on it that he puts right on your skin?
Yeah, it's a handheld device that looks, kind of like a hair dryer.
Yeah.
That's the best I can describe it.
Well, yeah, ask him if it's class 3 or class 4, because you need class 4. It's going to take you a long time to get better with class 3.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. You've been very helpful. I hate to discontinue them because it's keeping me off any kind of pain medicine.
Excellent. Well, that's what you want. Yeah. So hopefully he is using the class 4 because it sounds like it's done some work.
Oh, well, thank you so much. And keep up that wonderful life advice because we sure need it, especially the last couple of weeks.
It's been tough, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been very sad. Yeah.
Remember to breathe.
Yes. And another thing, we need to just dial out the news sometimes. Some people watch it 24 hours a day and shut off our phones and take...
Oh, there's evidence that if you put Fox News or CNN on 24/7, you get brain damage.
I know. I live in a condominium, and unfortunately, everybody you can see in their windows. I'm not peeking, but so many of them have on Fox News 24 hours a day, it seems. They just sit and watch the same thing. I think it is.
Yeah, they like the background irritation, the cortisol stimulation that they get of it, the angst, and they're running basically on fear now. They need the Fox News to keep their adrenaline up because they're so burned out from constant abuse that they need this stimulation, or they feel like they're lost.
You know something? If somebody came into my house and had a gun to my head, my TV or my radio, I would say, please, please let me have my radio. I learned so much from NPR and WMNF and the British Broadcasting News, and it gives me a really deep perspective, and I am so grateful for my radio. I mean,
me too.
That's why I'm listening to you. So have a good day, dear. I appreciate it,
Patricia.
Doctor. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you there, Patricia. And yes, we've got about 20 more minutes of the show left, and I'm going to encourage you to give us a call and participate by dialing 813-239-9663. If you have any medical questions or concerns, Sage will put you in the queue and we'll get you to the doc. That number one more time is 813-239-9663. And I have a couple of folks that had taken advantage of that queue. I've got Tina and Sonia. Let's go to Tina. Good morning, Tina.
Good morning. How are you?
Hi, Tina.
Hi. Good morning.
So what do you have for us today, dear?
Okay, so I suffer from anxiety, and recently I was diagnosed with SIBO, methane SIBO, and the doctor doesn't want to do antibiotics. And so I tried to look into herbals, but I have hypoglycemia and high blood pressure. So herbal medicine might be a problem with my medications. Also, elemental diet. So the elemental diet is like between 14 days, 21 days, depending on how high your SIBO numbers are. Also, your blood sugar could suffer with those elemental diets. I don't know what to do. I was hoping you could help me.
Well, if you have methane-based SIBO, it sounds like you need to be treated. Why does your doctor not want to use the standard antibiotic treatment?
He thinks it's going to mess up my system more. I already have like a sensitive system. I have pancreas issues. I have EPI, which is like they don't know why. I'm attributing things to maybe anxiety being the root of everything, but and so I'm going to...
Well, exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which is EPI, is associated with SIBO. So you are on enzymes for that, I would take it.
Creon.
Okay. And so the Creon has helped the situation?
Yeah, so far it had for like a couple of years, and then all of a sudden I went into a different kind of diet where I was eating a little more meat and a little more fat because I had pre-diabetes and I was trying to change things around, eating less carbs. But I think I'm going to look into maybe being tested for digestive function.
Well, you have been tested for digestive function. You have exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, and you have small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. And so, did your doctor tell you that small intestinal bacterial overgrowth actually can result in developing some diabetes, and diabetes people can actually develop some SIBO?
Yes, the only thing is I want to be tested for the acid pH in my stomach because I was taking pantoprazole and maybe the acid went down a little bit too much.
Oh, how long have you been on pantoprazole?
I was for maybe 2 years. Like 40
Oh, that causes SIBO. So your doctor caused your SIBO by giving you pantoprazole.
Possibly, yeah.
No, that's actually the way it works. So it sounds to me like you need a new doctor, somebody who's going to treat your SIBO appropriately and take you off the pantoprazole, which is contributing to the problem.
Yeah, I took myself off of it, and also, but I want to be tested because sometimes they give you pantoprazole, and actually what you have is low acid, not high acid.
Yeah, but I've done those. I've done those acid tests in the past, and I've actually found them to be not very useful clinically for me. So yeah, I think the way you ought to consider doing is going and talking to a functional medicine doctor about your problem and getting treated. Because going and doing more testing isn't going to help the fact that you have methane-related, hydrogen sulfide-related, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth that's not being treated by your doctor.
Yes, and also, like, I want to see how my food is digesting. Is it going too slow? Fermenting the food? Is it?
And the way I would suggest you do that is get a stool test like a GIFX or a GI360. GIFX comes from the laboratory called Genova Diagnostics, and the 360 comes from the laboratory called Doctors Data Incorporated. So you need a doctor who's going to order you some other testing, because gastroenterologists aren't going to order your metabolic gut testing. They don't do that. They just do scoping and give you PPIs. Right. So I think you need a functional medicine doctor because you're not being served by these other ones.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Harvey.
You're so welcome. Get out of that routine.
Yes, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
You too. Take care.
Thank you there, Tina. I got Sonia on the line. Good morning, Sonia.
Hi, how are you doing?
Great. How are you, Sonia?
I'm all right. I'm calling on behalf. I have a loved one that has Chiari malformation, and she's had 2 surgeries already. She's possibly going for a third, just for pain associated. Is there anything that she can do that we can help do for her to manage pain or increase cerebral spinal fluid through the spine or wherever it's not getting to?
Well, I guess the question is, do we know that that's actually happening now that she's had 2 surgeries to fix the problem? Are we dealing with pain because of the Chiari malformation, or are we dealing with pain from some other reason that's not being addressed by multiple surgeries?
Yeah, I'm assuming she's assuming it's the pain from the Chiari just because it's significantly comparable to the pain she had prior to the surgeries.
Yeah, so maybe actually it's not Chiari that's causing the pain, since 2 surgeries didn't get rid of the pain. What do do you think? Yeah, Alcoholics Anonymous has this saying, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result is called insanity. Maybe she should go to a new neurosurgeon, a new neurologist, a chiropractor, or somebody who actually might look at this from another lens.
All right.
Because the lens that's being used is sounding like you're on a treadmill of insanity.
Yeah, it's a lot of pain. So there are chiropractors that specialize in...
There are many doctors that will assess a human being and listen to them about what's going on. I would suggest that this is potentially a neurosurgical condition, so another different neurosurgeon in a different group in a different city might be useful. A neurologist who deals with headaches, a chiropractor who deals with headaches, a massage therapist who helps with tight muscles. All of these things could be involved. And another one is relaxation. Go to Dr. Joe Dispenza's website and listen to the meditation called Love Your Body. Work on shifting the internal energies, the internal perceptions about what this is, and try to shift the being away from pain.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All righty. I've got Randy from Gulfport on the line. Good morning, Randy.
Yeah, good morning, Dr. Harvey. I've been wanting to make this call for a long time. Procrastination seems to be my style. I want to just kind of a brief explanation of the chelation process. And
for what?
Pardon me?
Chelation for what? There's chelation for lots of different things. What do you want to treat with chelation?
Well, I actually I thought it was kind of a cleaning of the blood.
Mm-hmm. Chelation is specifically a process of removing toxic metals from your body.
Right. Well, it's I've heard some people do it several times, but I guess it depends on what their condition is.
Right. So are you having a condition that you want to treat with chelation therapy?
Well, not specifically. I do have chronic pancreatitis.
Generalized detoxification it sounds like what you're looking at. And so rather than specifically talking about chelation, which is designed to really remove metals from the body, why don't we look at detox as a whole? There are a couple rules about how to do detox that is a daily lifestyle change that supports your health. So first thing is, don't toxify.
Right.
Avoid toxins. So stop eating ultra-processed foods. Try to avoid, all the toxins that everybody knows about. We talk about the right fish, all that stuff. And then start taking it out. So the way you take out the toxins is by eating plants. The more plants you eat, the more detoxification you get. So an average, say, 170-pound person should probably be getting somewhere around 8 servings of vegetables and 2 fruits a day. that chelates. The chlorophyll is a chelating agent. The multiple colors in there are detox agents that help to get rid of petrochemical and metal toxins. And so lots of water, drinking half of your body weight in pounds and ounces of water per day is a good way to flush the system out. Making sure you poop 3 times a day to get those toxins moving on. These are all really important things to do. And exercising, moving 20, 30 minutes a day helps to pump the circulation through the peripheral tissues that then detoxes them. But you don't really need specific chelation unless you have a toxic metal problem or other issues that you want to specifically deal with in that sense.
Yeah, well, I had this book that I bought years ago, and it's
I like
herbal.
books.
It's called herbal chelation.
Yeah. Well, herbal chelation, I just told you about it. Eat green, yellow, orange, red, purple, blue, all the colors of the rainbow in plants, and you are doing herbal chelation.
Wow. Well, all this time I wasted. I don't know. I was curious about the process, as far as like if it, would clean your blood where
it doesn't,
maybe clear some things up in your head, fog and whatnot.
Well, if you have brain fog, then that's definitely a time to talk to a functional medicine doctor and get an evaluation of what is causing your brain fog.
Yeah.
Do you have a omega-3 deficiency?
Not usually. Right now,
so you've been checked for your omega-3s?
No, I haven't been checked, but I've been taking.
Well, then how would you know if you're deficient?
Well, I don't know.
Right. So there's the first thing to do. If you have brain fog, go and ask your doctor to do an omega-3 index at Quest Laboratories and find out if you have enough omega-3s to run your brain effectively.
All right. Well, I try and take them every day, and I just got caught up this week where I run out. I do take a CoQ10 every day.
Excellent.
I've kind of been religious about that one for years now.
Keep it up, sir. And look into getting a good 8 servings of vegetables a day to get your chelation going. And have a great week.
I got to look at these colored vegetables and get a new diet plan together. Well, I like all vegetables, so it's, it's not
good.
A problem.
And don't forget your blueberries, organic blueberries, because they're spraying the heck out of blueberries these days and making them poison.
And thank you very much there. Let's go to Eric in Tampa. Good morning, Eric.
Good morning. How are you?
Excellent. How are you, Eric?
Good. I'm not going to take up too much time if I don't have to. About a year and a half ago, I had an x-ray done because I was complaining about a slight pain in my right knee, and they said you have arthritis. And about 2 months ago, I woke up and it was just like throbbing. It was like one day I was okay, hopping up the steps and everything, the next day not. So, long story short, I got a referral to see an orthopedic. He gave me a shot. It did nothing. He said the next phase would be like gel shots. They're doing everything except there seems to be this one little, I get like an electric shot in my patella when I'm standing a certain way or in the morning when I wake up. And the rest of the day, it seems to be okay. And I'm wondering,
that sounds like osteoarthritis. And I think one of the best things you can do for osteoarthritis is movement therapy. What kind of work are you doing specifically to help the knee?
Well, I go to the gym. I'm on the bicycle, and I do the best I can to stay active and walk slowly.
How about any specific physical therapy for the knee?
Well, I can do that. I
would do that if I were you, because that's the best thing to do before you do any other intervention.
Gotcha.
And you might want to take some collagen for the pain because it does help. So you could do bone broth, make your own, boil down your chicken carcass, buy some collagen, like Knox gelatin is collagen. You could just take a scoop of that and throw it in some water and drink that. There's all kinds of different ways to get it. You don't have to take it in supplement form, but it is shown to support your joint.
Okay. Any other salves or anything, THC or anything you heard of that?
No, I'm talking about trying to build your knee back up from the inside. So do the collagen, maybe try some fish oil, get a good 3 grams of fish oil in a day. That helps with inflammation. So does curcumin extract. But really, the collagen helps to change the structure inside your knee so you don't need more shots, because what they shoot into your knee is something like collagen.
I see. Okay. Well, he said I said I want a knee replacement. I couldn't stand it. But anyway, long story short, he said there's plenty of meat on the bone. You know, we're not going to do that.
And you don't need knee replacement. You need physical therapy.
Yeah, okay. That's what I wanted to know. Thank you, doctor. Have a good one. Appreciate your help.
You too. Take care.
Thank you very much there, Eric. And getting down to the wire here, so let's go to John in Sarasota. Good morning to you, John.
Hi, good morning, Dr. Harvey.
Hey there. What do you have for us today?
Good. Well, I had gotten a cardioversion about a month or so ago to reset my my heart rhythm. And
yes.
It was really good and successful, I believe. But now I find that my heart rate is low in the 40s. And
yes.
I'm wondering, and I sort of also have a little congestion in my lung. So I was wondering if those are related and if
yes.
I should be doing a certain exercise to increase my pulse rate.
So pulse rate in the 40s is the reason you probably got the atrial fibrillation, which resulted in the cardioversion. Low pulse rate, bradycardia, causes escape velocity rhythms like atrial fibrillation. It goes faster, too fast. And so you need to see your cardiologist about low heart rate, because you may be getting to the point where the pacemaker that's naturally in your heart is getting tired, and you may need a pacemaker. Sick sinus syndrome results in rhythms that need cardioversion.
Is there some kind of exercise that I could increase my pulse rate?
I think that this, in light of what you've described as your history, deserves a cardiology visit before anything else.
Yeah, no, I've seen a cardiologist, but they said that they were happy with the results of the cardio.
So they're happy with your 40 heart rate?
Yeah, they said it was a little low, but it was okay. And
if you have no symptoms at that rate, you probably are okay. You may need, see, the aerobic exercise actually slows the heart rate down more. So maybe a different opinion from another cardiologist, but if you're having no symptoms, 40s is not a bad thing.
All right, thanks for your help. And I'll see you at the man-to-man support group today.
Oh, great. That sounds good. So, yeah, I'm going to be talking in a little bit, 2 o'clock today, at a place called Team Tony Cancer Support Center. It's at 3562 South Osprey in Sarasota. And I'm going to be talking about prostate cancer to the men-to-men group for the Sarasota Prostate Initiative. Event is open to everybody, and I'm glad to talk with everybody. I really thank everybody for the amazing input today. I love that you're so engaged, and I really enjoy having these discussions with you. And thank you, Bill, for hosting another show in-house for me, and Sage for answering all those phone calls. I'll be back next week with some more Ask Me Anything.
And thank you, Dr. Harvey, for another informative and rewarding Healthy Steps radio show. And thanks to all of our participants, listeners, and supporters. You make this show exemplary. And Sage, thank you for answering the phones today and all that entails. This show would not be possible without your assistance. You have been listening to the Healthy Steps radio show with Dr. Fred Harvey here on WMNF Tampa. Waiting for you like a dear friend is 5 minutes of NPR headline news, and then get ready for the Sustainable Living Show, hosted today by Annie Ellis. So until next Monday at 10 a.m., thank you for supporting and listening to the Healthy Steps
Recording
radio show
in
with
progress.
Dr. Fred Harvey here on WMNF Tampa, your community conscious radio station. Stay safe, stay thoughtful, and know that you are loved.